All right, welcome to another episode of Tickle Check. So this is kind of a repeat of my Ecoflow water boiling test, where I took this. I actually had a pan on here, and a pot with water, and I was cooking it for a while. Um, Actually got it to a boil, but now this is interesting. So I'm going to show right quick that maybe I can just, no, let's do it off of this right here. Let's zoom in right here. This is set on X-Boost. Do I have the inverter on? No, I probably don't. Okay, now it's on. So here we go. I'm going to turn this on, and with X-Boost enabled, it's kicking up to 603 watts to heat it once again, and it's getting warm. I can tell you that right now. Standard setup I had before. All right, so that's on, that's hot. Great. I'm going to turn this back off. Okay. So now it's back to 0 watts after I did that. House electric cord here. It's lit so you can see, kind of. Anyway, it's house electric. And this is the cord for the Ecoflow. And we're just going to plug this guy in. So now we're hot. So here it is once again. Just trying to charge this guy up at the same time. And I'm going to zoom in on this. See where it's charging, 81. So now, all I did was just plug it into the house outlet. So now I'm going to try and turn this thing on. And all of a sudden, X-Boost is a failure. Interesting. Interesting to know. So, if you have a River 3 Plus with X-Boost enabled, if it's connected to the house wires, are completely separate in order for it to work. Check out my Zoom panel, because we know we can overcharge this. At 220 watts coming in. Let's see what that does. Okay, so we're back, and we got this whole thing ran across the yard all the way up here. Got our ordinary safety precaution. As you can see, line out is unplugged. In fact, let's just move that over there. And just so there's no questionable doubt, right here is this guy. This is turned off. Our safety precaution, so then that way I know we won't get hurt. Plug this guy in. Where are you? So I'm going to use regular XT60. We'll change both connectors, but this time I'm going to use an XT60. And we're hot. And so we should be getting an overwhelming solar input here pretty soon. Yep, there we are. Maxed out at 220. So now we're going to try and see how we fare this time. Inverter on. Bingo. We are on. Now I'm going to zoom in. Let's see if it trips. Here we go. What? What? Okay. Wow. I'm impressed and confused. So it just works normal either way with the solar in. But if you go house, it tries to do a pass through and it won't function. So you know what I'm going to try? The X-Boost off and see if it does anything different. So I'm going to go up here and was getting hot in a hurry. And I'm going to go to input and output settings, turn off X-Boost. Come on. Confirm. Okay. So now X-Boost is off. She's charging at 220. You can see right there. So charge once again. And now I'm going to turn it and see what happens. Oh, it overloaded. Okay. So we definitely know that. I turned it off. So I guess in essence here that if you try with that, it ain't going to work as well. I mean, our solar input is maxed. It shouldn't matter whether I switch these connectors or not. But you know what? Since we've already got this out here anyway, we're going to do it. Okay, got it switched over. Got this guy powered off. And we're going to plug him in now. And good and snug. Flip this on. Okay, we're on. See what our solar input starts becoming. Oops. Starting to climb up already. 220. Okay. 220 watts. Like I said before, over paneling at its best. So this is, turn the inverter on. Click, click, okay. And watch this, here we start. Yep. All right, I turned this back off. Back out of that. We're off now. We're gonna come over here. That's X-Boost. Turn that on. Wait a minute. Wait, where's X-Boost? Input and output settings, right? Yep, X-Boost. Okay, X-Boost is on. And all right, getting our voltage at 220. Oh. Turn the inverter back on. Here's our clicks. Now, see if that made any difference. Here we go. Yeah, it doesn't look any different. So from what I'm seeing here is that you can't have it plugged into the wall outlet. If so, X-Boost will not work for your inductive loads, meaning like a coffee maker or this heater or a heater of some sort, or even this guy right here. Turn this back up. I don't want to accidentally burn myself. So what we're seeing is that it will accept solar with no problem and still continue to function. But the disappointment is that through the wall, it will not work well. X-Boost is a non-factor, at least with the River 3 Plus. Well, that's kind of disappointing because, you know, We all thought that would be something that you would just plug into the wall and it would work. And be like some kind of superpower of some sort. So I don't know, I don't know where this 1200 watt powering ability comes from. Or maybe it's just 600 watts continuous up to a 1200 watt surge. But I was led to believe that, we all know Ecoflow doesn't surge very well. You see it in numerous videos. But these, this X-Boost is more of an X-Bust in some cases. Yet, just can't have it plugged in directly into the wall. But you can have it plugged into solar using an XT60 or an XT60i, and it'll work either way on that and charge the system. So definitely one way to bypass that is that if you're going to be charging, charge from a solar input. So definitely a good camping scenario, because it's basically it's kind of like the funnel effect, where you pour water in the funnel, but the whole thing is filled up and it's slowly going through the neck of that funnel and into the big tank we call the battery. But that big tank of the battery, it's using more power in this particular case at 600 than the 220 is filling that tank. All right, well, I can try one more thing. Okay, so this is what I'm going to try. I doubt this is going to do anything but you never know. But so I'm going to go up here and I'm going to change this from an 80 watt silent charge to a custom. And I'm going to go, let's see what the max does. 650. See what happens with that with X-Boost enabled. Okay, so see the input shot up 319, 373, 430, 368. Okay. 237. It's cycling down is what it is, because it's almost done charging. So here we go once again. Now let's see inverter off. So inverter on, X-Boost enabled. Here we go. 100% and trips. So it don't matter what the charging ability is. You just cannot have this connected to an AC line, or it will not function as far as X-Boost is concerned. It's basically one of those interesting standalone things. Okay, well, I mean, that's pretty much all I got to cover here. Till next time on Tickle Check, I'm out.